There aren't many weird villain introductions that comes to mind when I think about it, but the one that comes up straight away is Blackbeard. Blackbeard is just a weird character to me, especially when you think about how he has more than one devil fruit. He's just a weird phenom. And then you look at the theories about him being two people in one. It gets even weirder. So that's why I want to talk about his introduction, because it was weird as hell. Initially, Blackbeard wasn't introduced as a villain, but just as another character, at least to my understanding. So the first time we meet Blackbeard, he's in Mocktown, just like Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hats. It's funny because Blackbeard is like the opposite of Luffy, kind of. Even ordering food, they're opposites. And even the number of crewmates is the same, not more than 10 main crewmates. But going back to the opposites thing, it's funny how that meme has become viral now in the TikTok community of Luffy and Blackbeard having differing opinions on things. But let's get back to the initial introduction to this weird ass character. So the Straw Hats are on an island just before they go to Skypiea, Mocktown. This is where we are introduced to Bellamy as well as Blackbeard. In One Piece, the team of dreams is very strong, but this was the first time in the series it was really put at the forefront. Like I mentioned, this is where we are introduced to a character like Bellamy. At this time, one of Doflamingo's henchmen, Luffy, Zoro, and Nami arrive at a bar in town. This is where they make it known that they plan to journey to Skypiea, and then they get laughed at by everyone in the bar because of this dream they have. Bellamy and his crew think it's stupid, impossible, but I think it's just because they never dared to dream that far. I think this is the reason why Bellamy then attacks Luffy and Zoro, because he was jealous that they were able to dream unlike him. I'll get to Blackbeard's introduction soon, I just need to give you guys a little context first. So yeah, Bellamy was jealous because they actually dreamt, but he never did. This is someone going against their dream blatantly, and still they don't care about it. They do it anyway. This is one of the most prevalent themes in One Piece. Dreams and what you're willing to do to chase after it. So of course you guys know that Blackbeard is introduced before this altercation. So let's look through it. Luffy is eating some food, of course, that's all he does, and so is Blackbeard. Off the bat, like I said before, already there's a resemblance. Luffy likes something Blackbeard doesn't. Luffy wants a certain number of something, Blackbeard wants a higher number of something, of the same thing. Like I said before, Bellamy was jealous because Luffy dreamed. This is the reason him and Zoro didn't fight back, because there was no point. He or they did not understand. Even when Nami told them to fight back, they didn't, because what's the point? So now we can actually get into Blackbeard's part in all of this. And the reason I even talked about Bellamy in the first place was because of what dreams mean in the One Piece world. Blackbeard is there waiting for them after all that. He's the only one there that believes and understands what it means to dream. Blackbeard and Luffy will never stop dreaming, but someone like Bellamy doesn't dare to dream. But the reason why I say it's the weirdest villain introduction is because of who Blackbeard is as a character initially. Now, I explained before in my other video, The Anatomy of Manga Villains, what makes a good villain introduction. And if I'm being honest, Blackbeard does not tick any of these boxes. For example, when a villain comes on screen, there's a certain way you either feel within yourself, or there's a certain way the characters will feel that makes you feel something. Now, like I said, Blackbeard doesn't tick any of these boxes, but that doesn't mean he's a bad villain. Although at this point he wasn't technically a villain, but let me land first. A villain should be intimidating from the first meeting. Let's look at Doflamingo. He's a good example. The first time we see Doflamingo is after the Straw Hats make their way to Sky Island or Skypiea, and he confronts Bellamy, telling him he's a disappointment, and supposedly kills him, but we know that Bellamy survived. But at the time he was doing everything that made a good villain. Intimidation, fear, and character. Now obviously Oda done this on purpose to show us off, because when I first seen Blackbeard I completely forgot about him till he fought Ace, and then it hit me like, oh, that's that guy from before. That famous line that was the start of all these theories about Teach or Blackbeard. When Luffy says, not he, then Zoro says, probably they. makes him even weirder because to this day we don't know what it means. I mean, we can speculate, but that's all we can do. Like, what the hell does that mean? Not he, but they. Like I said earlier, that ties into him having multiple devil fruits. Is he two people? Is he one? Is he a reincarnation of Rocks? I don't know. We don't know. Until Oda confirms something, we won't know. Even if you look at other anime or even TV shows and movies, villains aren't introduced so nonchalantly as jokes or clowns. They always make it so you know they're the villain. They're introduced in a way that sticks with you. But for Blackbeard, that wasn't the case, and his introduction was always weird to me. I mean, am I the only one that completely forgot about him until when he fought Ace? Blackbeard is a weird guy, so I guess such a weird and unorthodox introduction would fit such a character. This is someone that we don't know enough about, and yet I'm pretty sure he will be one of, if not the final villain of the series. But that is all I wanted to discuss today. Please like and sub if you enjoyed the video, and until next time, guys. Peace.